So I'm gonna spill the beans. I'm gonna say something that a lot of people don't say just because I don't know if they don't know or they're just really trying to sell their So one of the most awaited videos have finally arrived. Everyone's been asking, okay, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people have been asking how I edit my Instagram photos. Yeah, here it is. This is how my feed looks like at the moment, which is maybe why people have been asking recently, because I recently started to curate my feed so much better, I guess. I'm honestly so proud of my feed right now, and yeah, haters gonna hate if you don't like my feed, then watch this video still. Even if you don't want a brownish whitish palette, I can still help you as to how to create your own type of palette, feed, whatever, how to create it. So I got you. But before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe and maybe ring the notification bell if you'd like. And without further ado, let's begin. So I'm going to dig deeper later, but then actually when I edit my photos, I have my own preset. But here's the thing, I'm gonna say something that a lot of people don't say just because I don't know if they don't know or they're just really trying to sell their preset. But I'm gonna tell you right now that even if you do have the preset and apply it to all of your photos, it's still possible to have a messy feed, I'm telling you, because it matters where you take your photos as well and how you tweak your photos. So right now my feed is mostly warm and white and orange and everything, but let's say I go to an event with neon lights, obviously it's going to change my feed, it's going to ruin my feed. You really have to choose where you're going to take your photos, and as much as possible try to make it a location where you can make the color palette the same as your feed. Basically, if you don't know your color palette, you don't know where to take the right photos, then this whole editing process is gonna suck and it's not gonna work out for you. But even so, it doesn't always have to be so strict because I will help you know the secret. So when I said that I was gonna do this video, a lot of people actually asked how I take my photos and not just edit. So as for me, I actually take my photos usually using my Canon M50. So there's an application, it's called Camera Connect by Canon. And then I basically just connected like the Wi-Fi and everything to the camera. So I'm gonna spill the beans. When I take a photo, since it's already connected, I usually just hide it like that and then just pose or something. Yeah, that's kind of it. I basically just hide my phone. And then if I do want to show both of my hands, let's say I want to do like something like this, I would put my camera on timer. So when I press this, it's still on timer and then ta-da! But then I also use a tripod whenever I take a photo. So I got mine from Shopee. You can get it in the link down in the description box. So to edit photos, I actually use Lightroom and Snapseed, and then for my feed, which is later on, I use the app Onum. So let's begin with Lightroom. I already took photos the other day, and let's say so yeah, this is basically my past photos, which you can see. You can already see the color pattern there. And then let's say I want to edit this photo, and then I already have presets. So for my presets, I actually tried a lot from YouTube. So I just searched like brown Lightroom preset, and then I just copied it and tested out whichever I like the most. So here are the samples of the brown types. There's different types of brown feed, but then I couldn't find something that I liked, so I made my own preset. It's called Brown Own, which is there, and then click check. And then obviously there are some parts that I would like to edit because I just don't like how the color is. So since I know that my feed is usually white, a little light orange, dark orange, somewhere around that area, I have to adjust it the way I adjusted the other photos. So I have to make sure that if I put this photo beside this photo, it's going to look like it's in the same feed. But from here, I can already tell that the top photo is much darker, much pinker and much more contrasted than this other photo. So from there, I would have to edit it out to make it similar to that. Before you start tweaking, I think it's very important to know what each of these tools do. I'm gonna start tweaking it since it doesn't match my feed. But the settings earlier, you can copy that, and then every time you edit a photo, just tweak it. Because not every photo has the same lighting, the same shadows, the same color palette. So you really have to adjust accordingly. Ay, namatay. So hard pala to vlog while editing. Okay, anyways. So there, it's going to be a little brighter thanks to the blacks and super little exposure. Maybe also a little shadow, but I'll keep it dusty, that's my term, still. And then now from this, I can notice that my photo is kind of getting there in terms of brightness, but I just have to adjust it more. So maybe a little more black, a little more shadow, and a little more brightness as well. Here you can now notice that the brightness is somewhat similar, but it's very pink, very orange, so that's what I'm gonna tweak. The reason why I put vibrance and saturation very low is because I'd rather make everything less colorful and then adjust the colors that are usually in my feed. So that's red, orange, pink, and maybe my outfit if I want it to be colored. But yeah, that's where it usually goes, because if not, then you'd have to adjust every single colors here, which it doesn't actually capture every single color. That's why it's better to just lessen the vibrance and the saturation as a whole. The temperature, I will probably keep it the same first, and then the tint, I'll make it more green, because a while ago we can see our photo was more pink, so now you can see that it's much less pink. It's a little going to the palette already, but it looks a little blue, so let's add some warmth to that, but not too much. There, 11. I'm not super particular about the numbers. I kind of just tweak it, see as I go. So now I can see that I'm very orange, which I don't like. But here's the thing, when I actually lessen the orange, this orange doesn't capture all of the orange. Like, you know that my skirt is pink, you know that my top is lavender, but it actually captures a lot of it. And for the others, it's gonna fall under red. That's why you have to just lower the vibrance and the saturation as a whole. Hopefully now you get what I was trying to say. So obviously we'll keep the saturation up because that's my feed, but we'll lower down the orange a bit because I think it was too harsh. And it looks like I need a bit of yellow. I kind of mastered this already, that's why I know what I need. But as for you guys, you can always tweak it. I'm gonna lessen the luminance a little bit and then add yellow. Because again, it's like this part of my face is orange and then the rest are like yellow or not even a part of the colors. That's why I'm trying to make it like that. The orange, I like to keep it on the tint of red. My tint is already green, so I like to keep the orange on the redder side just so that I don't look like Shrek or something. So yeah, I think it's gonna end up looking like that. And then for the red, I'm gonna make it super red, but I'm gonna brighten it up a little bit, move it to the pink side. Okay, maybe I'm gonna lessen that red. There. And then I also want to crop. It's bothering me. I feel like I'm showing you guys too much skin. So oops. Custom. There. I'm probably gonna upload it this way, just so that I'm not showing too much, even if I am. I'm going to lessen the yellow because I feel like it's actually too much. And then when you look at the feed, it matches the photos beside it better now. But it looks like it's still too pink for me, so I'm gonna add more green. I'm gonna make it less saturated even more, and then I'm gonna make it less contrasted. Shadows, add more shadows, add more blacks. It's a little bit orange. Okay, let's make it a little bit green, blue. Now it somewhat looks like the photos beside it, But then obviously we can see that my face looks pale, which I don't like. So I'm just gonna exceed, oops. So you know what, I'm just gonna add more saturation because I don't want my face looking so pale and everything. And that's how our first edit is going to go. And then I'm going to save that photo. This might take a while, I just realized. I'm gonna save that photo, go to Snapseed, and then there is my previous photo. As you can see, this was the before and this was the after. So that's our goal, to make the background more white and to make it less saturated and also brighter. Okay, so we go to Tools, Selective, and then I'm gonna press that here. This is for brightness. So when you move up, it's contrast, saturation, structure. First, brightness, I brighten it up, and then zoom out just to hit everything, and then reduce saturation so it can be more white like my feed. And then structure is fine, contrast maybe a little reduction. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side so that my wall is equally, you know, white. Brightness, I'm not particular about the numbers. Again, as long as they look like one piece, you press this eye and then tap to check if they look the same. So it looks like this one needs a little more desaturation. There, it looks fine to me. And then, of course, I wanna even out my face a little bit. So this dark side there, as you can see, it only selects like the similar colors. So this dark side, since my lips are apart, I'm gonna make the circle a little bit smaller since I'm not really bothered on my body. So less saturated, more brightness, and then check. I think I want a little more brightness. There, and a little less saturation. There, I'm okay with that. And then I'm gonna tap on my area, the area where there's barely any color. Since it captures the wall as well, I have to make it small. So I'm gonna choose this portion, make it small. My forehead is so shiny. So there, I'll probably add a lot of saturation, lessen the brightness. See, my face is a lot more equal now. I look like a ghost, so I'm gonna add on my body, maybe somewhere here. There, it captures it. And then add a lot of saturation, lessen the brightness. When you lessen the brightness, make sure it's not too much because it ends up looking gray instead. There, I'm more colored, but I think I'm too colored. This is the before and this is the after. Much brighter, ready for my feed, but there's still more. So since we can't add selectives anymore, I'm gonna do another batch. There's a limit to that. So this one, I'm gonna get less saturated, more brightness. Less saturated, more brightness, so it fits my feed. And then check again if it looks equal. Here on the left side, it's not too equal, so I'm gonna move that there. And then since, as you can see, it actually captures my body, so I have to adjust that again. Just so that I still look healthy in a way. Okay, so there are actually times where when I edit photos, I get lazy. Like, parang, pwede na to, okay na to, tinatamad na ako mag-edit. But then later on, I really regret it in my feed. So now I never really settle for less anymore. Just cause I don't want to delete anything and regret it. So this is the before and this is the after, and now we will export and check how it goes on my feed. So we go to Onum. So as you can see, my feed is actually my face and then Pinterest, my face, Pinterest, my face, Pinterest. So that is the pattern so that my feed doesn't look as crowded as compared to before. Like before it was like this and it looked really crowded. But then I don't think it's that bad. I honestly still like this area. I'm not lying, but this is just so much better. It looks so much cleaner. Now back to the editing, we can actually see that this photo is very yellow and green as compared to the other photos. So our target is to make it similar to those photos below. So we're gonna go back to Snapseed. We're gonna go to white balance, and then temperature will make it less yellow. And then tint will make it less green. Export, and then After saving, check again if it looks fine. And delete, add. So there, as you can see, it's so much better, but it's still too saturated, so I'm gonna lessen the saturation a bit. Go back to where I came from. Go back to Unom and then add again. It's honestly a repetitive process. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me already and I am happy with this. So I will upload this when I upload this video so that, you know, it's like my promotion photo. That's basically my process of every single photo that you see in my feed. Be very, very meticulous about it. Don't settle for less. If you see a color that doesn't fit it, adjust it. Don't be lazy because eventually you're going to be so bothered and you're just gonna delete it or archive it. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you guys get to fix your feed. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to message me on Instagram or comment down below on YouTube and I will answer your questions. I promise, I swear. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please continue to send some suggestions so I know what you guys want. Don't forget to follow my Instagram so we can interact better. And also please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell if you haven't liked this video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you this weekend. Bye!